Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's AJ, and yeah, how have you guys been? We're in April now officially, and we're after the holiday. If some of you celebrate, others of you don't, we're during spring break. So that's wonderful. But yeah, I kind of came in here and I dropped a health bomb and I left. Haven't been back since. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys and update you guys and, talk about a little bit of some stuff. A little bit of some stuff. Whatever. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of inner work lately and a lot of manifestation. And when I tell you guys, I am getting really good at manifestation. I mean, really good. So I'm super excited to give some of my tips, tricks, and you know, little tidbits of information that worked for me. You are more than welcome to try this. You are more than welcome to not try it. But I feel as though these help me out, and so I would like to share this information. So, back when I first started manifestation and whatnot, well, I've always kind of done it. We've all done manifestation to some extent in our lives, whether consciously or unconsciously. So, when I first started consciously meditating, or manifesting rather, it took me a while to kind of get it, and I would make things happen. Then it got really big, and then I stopped and then I had to start back over. And so, with a lot of growth and life experience, I've gotten better now. And I've realized I had to tweak some ways about it. And I'm learning more and more. At one point, for example, one of the tips that I've learned, how they say be very specific about what you want. And a lot of people may even say be specific on how you're going to get there. And me being kind of a control freak, I'm all with it. I'm like, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and that to get here. But one thing I found that works better for me when I manifest is knowing exactly and specifically what I want the end goal to be, but letting go of the process. I have to let go of the process because I've realized that, and this is something I've learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is very good with teaching manifestation and all of that. Like he describes the science and mysticism and he marries the two, and it's so beautiful. He does it in such a beautifully eloquent way and easy to understand, and I love finding out the whys to things. So, and I don't get sponsorships from people, not at this point in my life. So but soon come, hopefully. But yes, Dr. Joe Dispenza, look him up. I will place some links below so that you could get acquainted with him and his work, because I love it. He has elevated me to a new level of manifestation and personal development, and I really enjoyed what I've learned and what I've experienced and what I'm practicing every day. So it's amazing. Just thought I'd put that out there. But one thing he does say is that in order for the universe to give you something, you have to ask for it. You have to be specific in what you do want. Yes. But, excuse me, but you have to let the universe surprise you. You have to step into the unknown in order to manifest. And it's not unknown if you know how it's going to come to you. So you have to step back and let the unknown happen. Yes, you're going to feel a little nervous, a little scared. You're going to have to step into there and step out on faith. You literally have to step out on faith and know that it's going to happen. And that has been happening to me. It's not in my nature to kind of just step back into out of situations that have to directly do with me. I always feel I'm in control of my life. So I take control of my life. And so me stepping back from an aspect of my life doesn't always sit right with me. It's not a habit that I formed. And when I say step back, I'm not just saying, let go and let God. Yes, that's a beautiful saying, but that's I don't feel like it's encompassing of my beliefs per se. Um, so I feel like that just gives. There's two different ways you could take that phrase, and it's taken more one way than it is the other way. So with that said, I tend to shy away from that phrase because I don't want it to seem like I'm just praying about it and letting it go and I'm not doing work behind it. Yes, I'm doing work to achieve that goal. You have to do work to achieve that goal. Manifestation is not just hoping and wishing and, sitting on your couch and not doing anything or binge watching Netflix all day. That's not how manifestation works. You have to have a goal and you have to put yourself in the mindset of gratitude as though you've already achieved it. You have to have an elevated emotion to go with that. You have to visualize it that you've already received it because your subconscious does not know the difference between in an in-depth visualization in real life. So then when you start listening and visualizing your goal with your eyes closed, and then you get that elevated emotion, you're in a sense of gratitude as though you've already received what you want. That tricks your subconscious mind into saying, oh, gratitude? They're saying thank you for this? Oh, they've already gotten it. And then you have that elevated emotion and you're vibrating on that frequency. When you start vibrating on that frequency, it's like a radio station. You only tune into things that vibrate on that frequency. So now everything that resonates with your goal, that resonates on that frequency that you've placed yourself into is going to start returning to you. You're going to start bringing that to you. It's like a boomerang effect, a magnetic effect. So, with that said, you don't have to know the steps you're going to take to achieve these goals, but you have to know specifically what you want. And you have to be intentional about it. Because if you take that specificity out of your goal, you are going to get a mess. Well, a potential mess, but more often than not a mess. So, please be specific about what you want and what you want to manifest and the intention, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, everything. Get as much detail as you can about that moment, that win, that dub, whatever. um so that's one thing I learned, definitely when you manifest, be specific about the end goal, but the journey to get there, step back from and let the universe work its magic. Um, Also, one thing that I wanted to revisit that I haven't done yet, I spoke a long time ago about the water technique, and I found that to be extremely interesting. It was intriguing and it was fun to do. And, water holds a great deal of power. And for those of you who are in astrology, because I sort of am, I am a water sign. I am a cusp of water and fire. I am a cusp of a Cancer and a Leo. 28 minutes from being a Leo. But water is an element that I truly adore. I am just overwhelmed with water. And because it changes forms, it goes where it needs to go and it just flows. And it's just so fluid and it adapts and it doesn't put up too much resistance. And if you speak to water molecules in a loving manner, they will, if you know, and on a microscopic level, obviously, they will start to take form into, if you freeze them, they will start to take form and you can see the picture of like beautiful shapes. But if you say harmful, hurtful, aggressive words to it, then it'll take this ugly form and these chaotic forms. And you can freeze those and you will see that shape. Water takes on the energy that you transfer to it. Water is a conductor of energy. And so, I believe that the water technique could be very powerful. But at that point of time, I wasn't as powerful mentally as I am now, and I wasn't as aware as I am now. And I feel like I need to revisit that water technique. I feel like that's gonna be dope because at this point, my manifestation has reached a level to where I have to watch my words. I have to watch my thoughts. I have to watch what I consume. Um, as far as media, music, everything, like everything. And once you realize and hit a certain level of awareness, you cannot go back. You can't. It's impossible. Like I just feel like it's impossible. And I have reached that certain level of awareness and it's like realizing how powerful I am. Why would I spend and expend my energy on negativity, on a bunch of shows that have no effect on my life, of media that's just gonna portray negativity and fear or anger? And that's a part of negativity. So, um, I don't wanna consume that type of stuff because honestly, it's to the point where if I consume certain things, it manifests almost immediately into a dream that night. And I have very, very vivid dreams. I'll get on my dreams and all that stuff. I'm gonna make a separate whole video about that because I just thought about that. Like, ooh, baby. That dream world. Okay. Yeah. So that will start to manifest in my dreams. And I do not find those experiences pleasurable whatsoever. So I have to make sure that I filter the content that I consume. And not only for myself, but I'm also always filtering the content my daughter consumes and that she's around. She doesn't listen to adult music. She doesn't watch adult TV shows. I don't even watch TV shows for real. So she lives in a separate world, a world that's tailored for her in her mind and positivity and a child. So I want to make sure that I don't listen to overly aggressive music or, all that stuff, especially around her, because I don't want her to pick up on those vibrations and that negativity. I don't want her to have that sitting on her subconscious and whatnot. So, but back to me and off of her, because that wasn't the point. Um, but yeah, I have to make sure that, every now and again, yeah, I listen to my trap music. Yeah, sure. I get that. And then especially things that have had an impact in your life. Like in my teenage years, D12 used to be D12 done got me through some times. Okay? Sometimes. Like I was emo. I was like an official emo kid for a time frame, and I was really going through it, and I didn't understand a lot of life or a lot of my gifts that I was born with, and it was just a lot going on. I had a lot of issues around me in my family life and my friend life and finding myself and all that stuff. It was just a lot, and D12 got me through a lot because I was having suicidal thoughts back then, and it wasn't pretty, but that music was an outlet for me. So yes, when I hear D12, I still know all the words. I still know all the ad libs. I can still recite every line. Like, sure. And it hits a special place because that resonated with me and that got me through a hard time. So yeah, of course, older music and stuff like that I listen to, and some new stuff. I'm like, okay, this is about most of the new stuff. No, but had to specify that. But yeah, I have to make sure that I don't overindulge in that music, and I kind of watch myself because music will have an effect on you. It will, and that's why people listen to it. It changes your frequency. So music, movies. I don't watch a lot of scary or horror films anymore because it just has too much of an effect on me. And it'll manifest in my dreams. And I'll start thinking about it. That takes up energy. And that energy could be turned around and used for manifesting something I actually do want. That energy could be used for, you know, something positive, something lovely that I'm just like wanting to experience. Um so yeah, you have to watch where you place your energy, and you have to watch what you consume, because you take in all these random energy sources, the media. That is one of my hugest ones, the media. What you consume on the internet, what you read about on the internet, all that stuff, like what you resist will persist. You're putting your energy into things that upset you purposely, and is bringing more of that towards you. You're vibrating, it's lowering your frequency, and then you're just attracting more of it. So instead, you have to start filtering that stuff out, protecting your mental peace, vibrating on a higher frequency so that you see the good in the world. You don't have to always have restored faith in humanity when you see that one person saving a dog, or, something like that. Like, what? No, that happens all the time. Great things happen in the world all the time. You have to choose to see that instead of being filtered by what media sources show. Watch who you follow. Follow. Like, it, you have to be aware of these things. You have to be aware and conscious of certain words, of certain things, of certain actions, of certain phrases, of certain outlets. And yes, it can be exhausting. Yes. But would you rather be exhausted and happy, or exhausted and miserable? Like, I'd rather be exhausted and happy any day. So, yes, I'm going to expend my energy on filtering out all the lower negative, lower vibrating things and the negativity and whatnot. And I'm going to elevate myself and be happier. And it takes work, it takes hella work. So, but with that said, I have found again that my manifestation has gotten quite skilled. And because I've learned to let go, because I've learned to be specific about my goal, because I've learned to, filter out the negativity and channel more of my energy towards what I actually do want, things are starting to come around full circle. And it's like, I didn't I didn't expect it, and I love it though. I love it, and I am so excited. And I'm not going to go into details about everything, but just know, like, even some job opportunities, some work opportunities, I should say. It's some things that I won't say I regret it, but it's some things that I've always wanted to do, and I've chose not to do several times because I was being considerate of others. I was compromising for other people. And now, I didn't put so much pressure on myself nowadays. And that opportunity sought me this time. I had let go of it. And I made peace with the situation because I was feeling a way about it for a long time. But I had let go of it. And after I let go of it, it sought me out. And now we got the ball rolling with it again. But it's more so on my terms instead of the terms that didn't work for me in the first place. So I am just so happy. Like, what? And anytime I've said, like, even so, I caught a stomach virus this past week. Whew, Lord, like, it was bad. It was real bad, y'all. It was real bad. I couldn't hold down water. It was all bad. Jesus. Um, so with that, when I catch a virus of any sort, it exacerbates the lupus, and so then I ended up getting like a flare up. And with this one, it was really bad. I couldn't hold down food at all, liquids at all. I became severely dehydrated. I had no energy, and then I had a flare up on top of that. So my joints were inflamed and swollen, and then I had a really bad headache. And I know a lupus headache when I feel it because it starts at the base of my neck and then it goes up and it's debilitating. It is debilitating. It is so painful. Like, I can't function. All I want to do is sleep, take pills, and sleep. Like, and feel what you may about that, whatever. I like my herbal stuff, whatever, whatever. But I haven't found any herbs that could help me out with this headache. So, yes, take pills and sleep. Um, that's all I can do at those points of times. So I was miserable, miserable. And I had went on Twitter. I'm like talking smack. Like, y'all, I'm sick. I'm sick as hell. This don't make no sense. I need an IV treatment. And I'm just thinking like, damn, my IV treatment would be hella nice right now. Like, I need that. I definitely need it. So, my brother texted me, then my dad called me, and I was like, okay, let me just call my mom, see what she's up to. She didn't pick up? Okay, whatever. Then she calls back in like 15 minutes. And if that, I don't even think it was 15 minutes, but she called back like a few minutes afterwards or whatever. And she's like, hey, yeah, I'm just leaving a masseuse. And I'm about to go get an IV treatment. I'm like, what? Wow, like I really need one because I'm sick as heck. I'm still miserable and I need an IV treatment. I wish you would have told me. And she was like, literally at this point, it's like 12:25. And she's like, I got my appointment is at 1. If you can call them and see if you can get in right now. And I'm like, you ain't say nothing but a word. Hung up the phone, called them. And because I'm a regular, well, not a regular, but a former customer, and I've been there before and I knew who the guy was who picked up. I'm talking to him. I'm like, please, can you just get me in? My mom is on her way. Her appointment is at 1. Please, please, please. I'm dehydrated. He's like, if you can make it on time, you can come in. I'm like, you ain't say nothing but a word. Okay, thank you. On my way. See you in a minute. Hung up the phone, called my mom back, like, I'm getting ready to walk out the door right now. Mind you, I was miserable. I was laying on the couch and I was couch bound that whole day. And I had been up since like 6 that morning. And it's 12 something now. And I was literally laying down like, it's over, bro. It's over. And I got up and moved so fast. I got the energy to get up out of there. And I made it right on time, running down the street in Royal Oak. Like, let me go. And those of you who are from Michigan, you know how parking is in Royal Oak, especially on a Saturday. Like, okay. So I'm literally running down the street. I'm like, my head is throbbing. Don't care. I got to make it. Got my IV treatment. It was amazing. I was able to hold down foods right after and hold down liquids right after. I was so grateful and happy. But that headache, it went away for a few hours and I hadn't taken any medication, but then it came back. So but that's neither here nor there. The IV treatment, the way I spoke on that, like, man, I need one. That was really nice. And then for it to happen like that, that's how swiftly some things happen. And you could chalk that up to coincidence. You could chalk that up to whatever. But it's too many coincidences where things like that happen now to where I know it's not a coincidence. I did that. I spoke with the universe. I spoke with the source, creator, God. I spoke with my environment, the ether. And they all worked together and manifested it. They've brought it back to me. And that's because I know how to channel my energy now. And it is so rewarding. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise. But it is so rewarding to be able to have that experience multiple times and to be able to create that. Like, we are really, truly creators. We are the creators of our lives. Like, we have to remember that we can manifest this. We are the authors of our own lives. We are the directors, the producers. We make this shit happen. And so when you manifest things, you have to, you really have to be in the right mind frame. And that brings up my next point. I can't manifest when I'm feeling away. Like those days I had a headache, I didn't want to manifest. I didn't want to do that. Yes, I still meditated, but I didn't manifest and visualize and all that. I meditated and I led that into a state of gratitude. And even some days, I didn't even have the strength to full out meditate. I just did it lazily while lying down. But I don't want to manifest while I'm not in the right mindset, because whatever you are feeling subconsciously is what you will manifest. Just know that. So you have to make sure your energy and your mind is clear before you start manifesting, because you will manifest a mess and be wondering like, what? This ain't what I wanted. This is not what I asked for. Not consciously, but subconsciously it sure was, because you were vibrating on a lower frequency while you were consciously thinking you were up here and you were manifesting things, and now you'd have manifested more of this instead of this. So clear your energy space. Clean it, clear it, cleanse it. But yeah, that's all I had to say about manifesting. In my journey thus far, I just want to update you guys because it's been a while and I miss you, and I think about YouTubing a lot, but it's just been so much. I'm getting back to it, and that podcast still is coming soon. So I just wanted to update you guys. Thank you for watching. You'll see me soon, sooner than this gap. Ciao.